Welcome to another exciting episode of the Daily High with Tone Vase and Matt McGregor. We are back. The team is back together. First of all, off the bat, I just want to say I'm so sorry for yesterday's stream. I was by myself and I was already pretty nervous, and we tried some new software and my voice was choppy, so we had to cut the stream. Today's episode, I'm going to review everything that I said yesterday because I think it was a really good point. So if you heard what I said, I'm sorry. It's going to be repeated more audibly today. But if you didn't catch it and I've deleted it, then yeah, you'll like what I have to say today. Tone, where are you?
I am in the Maldives, but sun has already set, and so there's not much to show for me on camera. I'll try to do the show maybe from a more scenic area tomorrow, if I can get an extension cord and an outlet, because my laptop just doesn't work on battery, which really sucks. But yeah, I'll try to be in a more scenic place. Also, I haven't done a show on my channel in a while, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. I am already beat, like huge time zone difference. But yeah, the Maldives resort is awesome. And I can't wait to host an event here next year.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, well, I'll get in the charts, eh? Let's go.
Let's go. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm
There,
just
there it
yep.
is. There it is.
Yeah, it was on the wrong thing. Cool. Awesome. Just give me 1 second. All right. So I'm going to start on the weekly time frame. So I'll go to the weekly and I'm going to work my way down, and I have a reason for that. On God, I'm so much mixing up the time frames here. I'm such a mess. But look, the other day, let's call it, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. Today's oh well, today's your
Today's
mine.
Tuesday. What day is today?
I don't know. I don't know. Shoot. Um, let's call it Tuesday for now. No, I don't know. Whatever.
No, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday in New York because my time is in New York and we're both ahead, so it's Wednesday.
Anybody watching right now might think that Tone and I are psychopaths, but Tone's all over the world and so am I. It's like kind of hard to keep track. Oh, we don't work, so there's no 9 to 5. We don't know what date it is. All right. So I think it was Friday's show where I made or even Monday show, whatever. I made a key point about this area of resistance at 67,500. And on how I mentioned it last night on the show, but you couldn't hear me. Every single time frame from the weekly on down to the 4 hour, I had crucial moving average resistance at every single line. And I said we needed to close above that. And it's actually freaky how near we got to every single time frame across the board on all those time frames, and got rejected across the board on all of those time frames. So I am in absolute limbo right now. I'm still in my same trade at 64,769, which is that blue line right here you can see. The trade is still in profit, obviously, but this is that make or break point for me where we need to close above and convincingly cross above all these moving averages. And I'll work all the way down from the daily, the weekly, 12-hour, 4 hour, whatever. They're all the same area of resistance for me at this point. It's a cluster, and we haven't broken through it yet. So I'm very careful about this area. This could easily be that rejection point where it comes back down lower and we start to go lower and lower. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. So I'm sticking in my trade because I think that's a good position at 64,769. But if we start to come back down towards my entry, I think that we're going to go lower. So I'll start to work down the time frames. That's the weekly right now. The daily time frame, it's the same thing. What's the price? 64,500. 67,500. Exactly the same resistance level. On the 12-hour time frame, the same resistance zone level. The 4 hour time frame. I'm serious. This is some serious stuff for me, which was the 200 week right here. 67, 200. And I said in this zone here, I need to get above 67, 800 with the Tones MRI acceleration zone in this zone. It's all happened in this same zone that we haven't been able to break through. So where does that leave us? Exactly what I just said. I don't want to see this roll over. I don't want to see the 4 hour get a bearish cross, come back down below my entry price, come back down below the 50 simple moving average on the 4-hour time frame. I don't want to see this come back down. Okay. I think that we've got a really good chance to, on the second, third, fourth, fifth attempt, to come through and break through all those zones and get a really good kickoff. But for now, if you weren't in a trade, I'd either be looking for lower or for higher off these points. That's Tone. I'm going to come back to you right now. Let me know what you think about that. I thought it was very interesting that from every one of my time frames, that all of the moving average clusters and all the resistance point sort of marry to one point. Do you see that as a point of great resistance, or do you think that we'll just blow through it? What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, no, it was
Don't
really
go on your
interesting
charts,
looking
just
at
let me
your
know. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go open up my charts. It's really interesting looking at your charts. So I haven't looked at the charts in 2 days because I've been traveling from US to Dubai to Maldives. So I didn't realize that it was being rejected by all the moving averages. Now,
Well,
on my
they're just
weekly
alpha.
charts,
They're just my personal. Just so you know, they're alphanumerics moving averages. They're the moving averages that I like. The 7, the 30, the 50, depending on what time frame we were looking at. Simple. That doesn't mean it's a consensus across everyone's moving averages. It probably not on yours. But I just wanted to make that clear.
right? So on my weekly chart, there is no moving average resistance on this chart. And we are currently above, the body of last week's candle. Now, this is now Wednesday. We're almost halfway through the week. It's a bullish sign, but it's not a crazy bullish sign. So the MRI still hasn't flipped over yet. I actually like this consolidation here. If we can get a few more weeks of consolidation and then get a nice green star candle in the vicinity of, say, 68 and a half, 69, but definitely below 70,000. If we can get a green star candle in this zone, that would be awesome for me, as everything would slowly turn bullish. On my allocation chart, I was a little more conservative. So right now I'm going to edit this. I am at 50% bullish allocation. I stayed a little bit conservative. I also did not enter any Tesla trades. I don't know how Tesla did. And the reason I didn't enter any Tesla trades is because I knew I wasn't going to be in front of the market. So once we get to Tesla, I'm really, really curious how it did on earnings. I honestly have no idea. So I'll be surprised. Don't tell me in the live chat how Tesla did. I'm going to go and find out. Now, the allocation chart on the 4-day Consensio is looking really good. Again, it's another chart I would rather consolidate so I can easily go from 50% to 100% on the next candle when we are breaking out above 67.5. We are being rejected by the moving average on the 4-day chart. What about the 1-day chart? Once again, actually, let me look at the oscillators first. I haven't looked at the oscillators in a while. This is the BitMEX funding rate. I do like keeping an eye on the BitMEX funding rate. It's been favoring the bulls by dropping into this negative territory here. That's a good sign. Let's see the RSI. The RSI is still in a bullish trend. We broke below a little bit, but to me, this is still a pretty bullish RSI. I mean, it depends how you look at it. We are going down on a shorter time frame. We're definitely rising based on the longer version. And yeah, we're still making higher lows on the RSI. So I'm going to just leave these lines as they were. On the MACD, that's a very promising crossover right here.
Yeah,
Personally,
nice,
I want to
nice.
see the MACD above 0 as well. But that's a very nice crossover. For those of you that are MACD traders, the MACD on the daily told you to sell March 14th, and it's telling you to buy today. So that's interesting. Let's see where we were March 14. March 14 was back down here. Whoa, that was up here. So that's a profitable trade based on RSI. Now based on the MACD. and the CMF remains nice and bullish here after taking a little stab at bearish territory. So the oscillators are actually favoring the bullish position. We have one, pesky moving average, which is the 50-period moving average. Let me switch the 200 to be the 20 period. Let me do this. Curious where that is. There it is. Okay. So we got a shot at crossing both of them. We got rejected by the 50-period moving average. We're still on a green count in the MRI. Good thing I put this candle in an orange box because this will be a forgettable candle. But both Matt and I identified this candle as a potential significant reversal, never to go below 60,000 again. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. I hope that is true. And we slowly get above that 68.5. Everything aligns. The weekly gives us a green star candle in 2 weeks. The daily will start a brand new MRI count. And then we're able to consolidate between 68 and 71.5 for a week or two, and then break out sometime in May and never look back. If we keep this consolidation going and start to consolidate between the middle of this consolidation, which sits at 66.5, where we are now, and 71.5, if we consolidate here like into mid-May, mid to late May, that creates the perfect environment to break out straight from 71.5 right into 80 and change. And then that 60 will definitely be here to stay forever. So that's and that would allow people to properly enter the trade. Some people might get bored, but I don't think so. Right now, my concern on the Bitcoin side is these runes and ordinals and whatever all that other nonsense is, because it's priced out. You good, Matt? Okay.
Yeah,
Because you
mate.
want to say something.
Just
Because
yeah,
it
just
priced out like financial transactions. Go ahead.
come back to me. Close screen share before we go to the stocks. I'd like to you know.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much done with Bitcoin. The 1 hour chart isn't doing much. We're consolidating at a slightly higher price, which is good. And the 4 hour chart is also looking strong, consolidating near the top. We're holding the 66,000 area nicely. But like I was saying, I don't like the fact that financial transactions in Bitcoin have been priced out since the moment of the halving. Since the halving block, we've been averaging 200 sats per VByte, which means your normal Bitcoin transactions that are under $5,000 are not financially feasible, right? Nobody wants to pay a $200 fee. And I don't know if this is going to how long this is going to continue, but it's not ideal. It's a situation we may have to deal with. But I think that if these high fees persist, on the one hand, we can make an argument that it's creating Bitcoin hodlers. On the other hand, if Bitcoin isn't used for financial transactions, people are gonna, care less and sell their hodl positions, because if Bitcoin isn't coming through on its promise of being money, then a lot of the bigger boys might throw in the towel. Now, long term, Bitcoin will still rise, but in the intermediate term, it can hurt. All right. So off to you, unless you want me to go back on screen share and you wanted to say something about the charts.
Yeah, look, I'd love to see your thoughts on Tesla, and I'd love to see your thoughts on the S&P 500, where we sit right now. But before you do, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. We've got 2bit and BitGet. 2bit is the US and UK friendly, and please join the Discord group. It's got a great community there. It's a growing community. I think we're nearly up to 800 people right now. The thing's on fire. I can't keep up with the chat. I wake up in the morning and there's 400 messages in there that I have to try and respond to. I've almost given up, but there's a big community of guys that talk and girls that chat. They're all traders. They're all after the same thing that you're after. Tone, I want to see your thoughts on Tesla and the S&P 500. I remember I made the big statement that the S&P 500 was going to, have it close the position on Friday a week ago, and Tesla wait for the weekly green diamond. We are near to both of those things, and I just want to see what you reckon.
All right, let's go take a look. We're looking at an MRI top on oil, but it's already started to pull back. I think oil has a little bit more of a pullback. I think oil is going to hold above 80, and the summer season is coming. So that's when more energy use starts to happen in the US. And that's when I expect the Biden administration to start selling the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. But I am still bullish on oil. Quick peek at gold. Gold pulled back into the moving average. That's the daily chart. Here's the weekly chart. The daily hit a second consecutive MRI top, and the weekly probably hit an MRI top as well. Perfect MRI top right there. I think gold's going to pull back a little bit and then go back to the upside. Let's look at the S&P. I have no idea how it's done this week. We did the show Monday morning, and it looks like the S&P is rebounding. That is totally in line with the moving average. I always thought that the worst case scenario for the S&P was going to be the prior swing all-time high, all-time high that we had back in 2021. But we may not even go that low. Looks like we bounced right off the moving average. We started to go up. The last couple of days have been really bullish. We did print an MRI buy. We reversed off the warning candle on the daily. Wow, I totally missed it. I was on the plane. I wasn't near the market at all yesterday. And we can glance at NVIDIA, and we can glance at Tesla as well. NVIDIA reversed as well, which I could have guessed by the S&P reversing. Tesla is going to be trickier. Let's see how Tesla did on earnings. And whoa. And Tesla rallied on earnings. Man, I regret not taking that trade. You got your green diamond.
No, I
said
didn't. I wanted a weekly green diamond. It was just a daily. I
Oh,
didn't get the
okay.
weekly.
I got the daily MRI warning candle. I told everyone on this channel that the higher probability trade was Tesla surprising to the upside based on how it's been beaten up going into earnings. Looks like earnings fell short of expectations. And while falling short of expectations, the stock rallied like a bandit. Okay. So, man, too bad. I didn't think
It didn't rally far enough for me. Where it's rallied to, I'm still looking for the weekly green diamond. I'm still looking for the weekly green
Well,
diamond.
had I entered my my options trade that I looked at, I did right after I got off the stream. I looked at that trade, I sized it up, and then I said, you know what? I'm not going to be near a computer the next 2 days. I'm not going to take a chance. But man,
Oh man,
what a move!
I logged into my brokerage account and tried to put the trade on Tesla at about 140, and they sent me like a two-factor code to my phone, which I don't have here in Japan, so I couldn't log into my brokerage thing. And then when I called the exchange, it was like a 4 hour wait. I went, fuck it, you know. But so I even went one step further. I was ready to rock.
Oh man. All right. Well, there's always another trade coming, right? So hopefully, well, it's always risky going into earnings. This would have been one of those rare exceptions based on how much has been beaten up. So expectations were low. So even with a miss on both earnings and revenue, the stock still goes up. Looks like probably 10%. What are we up over here this morning? This morning we are up
8%,
15%. Wow,
15.
that's amazing.
You live and learn.
All right, that's it for me. Uh, you got anything else?
No, mate, I'm good. I'm good.
All
Thank
right,
you,
peace
Tone.
out.
You know, this show is so much more fun when you're with me, mate. It's so much more fun, and it's all working. Please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below. Sign up for the Discord group. It's all free just to make your deposits. It's all good. Join a great community of people that want you in there, you know? Tone, thank you for coming back on the show. Tomorrow's going to be a cracker. I think Bitcoin has a real chance here. I like that the S&P's recovering. I think gold will recover. I think they'll all recover. I just feel like that line that we couldn't break through is significant across every time frame. And so if you weren't in a trade right now, maybe wait till we break that line and get a real good run on. I've got high hopes for Bitcoin this year. Tone, good night, mate.
All right. Good night, guys. Like, subscribe, and check out the financialsummit.com. I am here scoping out the Maldives venue, and time to go to dinner.